If you ever wondered how to juggle health, hustle, and high-stake goals without dropping the ball, well, today we're going to unlock the business athlete mindset, the blueprint for shifting priorities on the road to big wins, and it all starts right now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle improves blood flow.
From squirty to squirrely.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? Set.
Regret doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. Morning, nation. Just a little bit confused here this morning. Hey, team, check out my notes. There we go. Let's run that. All right, guys, listen. The business athlete doesn't waste mornings. He uses them. Yeah. Every rep in the gym, every email sent. Good morning, Michael Hurst. What's up, Hersey? Good to see you this morning in the lab. Boom, 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 boom. Gotcha, Jimmy. Thanks, pal. Appreciate that. Listen, being a business athlete, like Michael Hurst, doesn't mean rolling over and hitting the snooze button. No, it's about doing it all. It's about doing what matters most right now. It is about doing the stuff the other person doesn't want to do. That's the mindset we're going to put to work today, so stick around for that. But first, drum roll, please, Holroyd. Let's get the snare rolling, Mr. B Drive, and here it goes. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation that sets the tone for the day. Quick reminder, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and drop a comment below. Good morning, my baby. Good morning, Lauren. Good to see you there in the comments. I'm glad to see you hit the snooze button this morning. Nation, we all know how much I love my lovely bride over there. She's rolling over and getting after it today. Guys, she had an awesome marathon on Sunday. Guys, let's give her a big old props. Lauren kicked ass on Sunday. I'm telling you, PB, I know she was here on Friday talking about what she had ahead of her, but she has not been here to talk about what she accomplished. So I'm going to put it out there. Good job, my girl. Good job getting after it. Personal best. Lauren's killing it this last Sunday over in the marathon. Guys, let's be clear. This is an R-rated show. How do I know? I work with Jimmy. Yeah. You guys don't know this. Behind the scenes, Jimmy just dropped F-bombs left and right. Oh, fuck. Oops, sorry. B-Drive, Holroyd, I'm telling you. Jimmy just, fuck. He just nonstop. He just always dropping bombs. I'm telling you. I think his kids in the Philippines, all they know is the English language starts with an F. Every word's an F word. Yeah, it's exactly true story. He has had a big influence on all of us here on the language that happens in the lab. So if you have kids in the room, just tell them Jimmy's around because he might offend them. Yeah, or just send them out and say Jimmy's still in the other room because he might offend them as well. Lots of love to you, Jimmy. Jimmy's back at the buttons here, getting after it every single day here. Guys, we're going to have some uncensored men's conversation on the show here today. And remember, do not hit the snooze button. Like my lovely wife. But she's up getting after it. She's getting her lift in today. She's getting her movement in, and that's what business athletes do, and that's what we are going to talk about here today. And hey, we are absolutely your daily accountability partner. How do I know? Because I'm here every single day, along with John Anderson and C. Marty Fit, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Guys, we got a big show here today. Hour 1 in the morning loop. What do we got? We got Mark Cuban bullying the future of AI down to just 2 words. 2 words. I'm just telling you right now, 2 words. So if you want to learn what Cuban has to say, stick around for that one. We're going to have a conversation around that one. And hey, if you guys are pirating content, well, you might not be able to watch your sports these days. Massive streaming platform wiped off the planet. We're going to lean a little bit into an unfortunate teen situation with ChatGPT, Gemini apocalypse, Strongman in the news. Center stage, we're going to spend some time on X today. And then hour 2, we're going to get into the real work, deep dive, business athlete mindsets, 3 words that can help you get after it, 3 levers, I should say. And then in the community corner, community corner, we're going to spotlight the best of LinkedIn, Substack, and YouTube, because men don't rise alone. We rise together. Jimmy, I think the big man is there. I see him patiently waiting. It's a good song, by the way. Patiently Waiting by Eminem. Jimmy, let's bring the big dog in. What are we talking about today?
That's enough work in here. Time to get back to the real workout, the studio.
Stay with us. We're just getting started.
Good to have the full crew back inside. Let's set the tone right.
John, Keith, Marty, don't get too comfortable. Sterling and I already warmed up the place.
Johnny Anderson joining us from the Bay Area. Good morning, brother.
What's up, brother? How are you?
Fantastic. How are you today?
I'm good, man. This internet is working like a champ.
You beat me to the punch. Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done.
Yeah.
How was your travel yesterday?
We're good. It was a good trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually in a this hotel's a little different. Up here, they're a little bit more I shouldn't say up here. He found more of a dog-friendly hotel. So this is more
nice.
where we like to be. Yeah, so this is like I'm in the living room and the kitchen. She's in the sleeping area. So this is more the way I like to travel.
Yeah. You need both.
There's the mini kitchen right behind me there.
Oh yeah, nice, nicely done, nicely done. You got 2 dogs to you, obviously. Dogs go everywhere, right?
Yeah, 100%. And then I think that the main thing is that because we like to go to places that are better accommodations, but if they're not really dog friendly, then the rules for the dogs are like,
I know.
you're not supposed to leave without them and all sorts of shit.
I know. Yeah. Hey, curiously for you, I've been meaning to ask this for a long time. Have you ever used a house sitting service before where somebody comes sit at your house and manage the dogs too? Have you done that?
Yeah, we've done that a few times, actually.
Has that worked out well?
It's kind of one of those things to where, because we have a series of people we do that with, but they're people we know.
I'm just going to ask that. Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know. I mean, I suppose there's probably services that are good, but we got to remember also too, we are way the fuck out. Our lake house is way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like for someone the services that if it was a local, because the community we live in is all people like us.
Yes.
But the nearest the towns they're just like little podunk. They're just nothing wrong with them.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
A little different.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's where Carter's living these days. Small little rural town, Saskatchewan, right? So
just their mindset. Like they live in this world of I can't.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very different. 100%. I asked because I know there's a few services like Airbnb where folks just travel the world and live at other people's houses. Right. So literally living and yes, you don't know them per se. Right. But
we did try that version of it and we had a rough experience with it. Yeah. Rough experience with it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I wonder. That's sometimes what I wonder. Good morning, ladies.
You figure like this, that's the character of the person. Some fucker wants to be a nomad. Well, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Yeah. I've often wondered about that. I have a couple of friends. A good friend of mine that's actually and great character. Like you'd like the dude, great husband and wife, great human beings would literally belong in our circle. But he's a eclectic soul and he doesn't mind being a little nomadic. And him and his wife did that. They traveled around and lived in other people's houses for a while. Actually, it was just bizarre.
And forgive me when I say what's wrong with them.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
I should not have said that. But what their viewpoints are different.
100%.
Like what they see taking care of our nice shit is going to be different than what we see.
Yes.
And so I think that's it. And Terry and I are too. Like our houses are really ours. I mean, she decorates them like people coming like, holy shit, did you guys hire a decorator? It's Terry. She just loves it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, I guess we're just I guess put plainly, we got nice shit. And if we don't think that someone can, live inside the nice shit and take care of it, then we don't have them in our space.
I'm with you 100%. 100%. Good morning, everybody in the comments. I see you down there. Michael Hers, who would have known that running from Keith for all these years would have led to marathons? Well, that's exactly Lauren's shape there. She was getting after it this weekend. Johnny, Lauren hit herself a personal best on Sunday. She wiped off, I think, 4, 5, 6 minutes off her personal run time when she ran her 10K on Sunday. So she's getting
massive,
up.
Dude.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And getting up and getting after it. Lady Drew, thanks for that. Guys, you guys can join the live conversation with us right now in the comments. Vertical Stream is active. You can join the show second hour, 431-300-3005. Or to those that are watching the show not live, Johnny.
I was going to say, let her know, dude. Carnitine has become like really, really heavy in endurance sports lately, like massively helping endurance.
L-carnitine. Yeah.
Carnitine. Yeah. And keep in mind, there's 2 different variations of it. There's the oral, and then there's the injectable is the one that actually makes the difference, because the oral, you lose so much in the gut.
Going to the stomach. Yeah. 3 minutes and change off there. So I was giving her 5, 6 minutes off. But it is huge. Yeah. Regardless if I said 5 or 6, 3 minutes is a long time.
Anytime you get into more than seconds,
I know, right? Especially this kind of. I know, that's exactly.
It's like saying, I'm only. It's like saying, I'm a billionaire. Oh, you only got 1 billion. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So you're talking L-carnitine. But we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about it today because Marty threw something on the table, and then throughout the rest of the week and so forth. Retatrutide. Yeah, it's in the news. It's in the headlines as people are talking about it.
Sweeping the fucking world right now.
Yeah, so I know Marty brought it up, so we're gonna talk about it here.
Here's the thing. I think what people got to understand is that it's more of like this one. Yes, it was spawned from the GLP-1s, but it's an evolution, right? And now it's more of like a mental thing now. It's like helping people restructure how they see. I mean, of course, it's got to do with food. But food has to do with in many cases addictive behaviors.
Yes.
So it gives people a chance to restructure how they think and how they live to live a better life. It's not just this take this so I eat less scenario.
Yeah. So so Marty dropped me a video this morning. We're gonna talk about that, and we'll get into it a little bit along the way. But also, over this morning during the morning loop, we got Mark Cuban has 2 words for those that are not really wanting to lean into AI. And to those of you that have any respect for Cuban, I certainly do. I think the guy, when Mark Cuban talks, Johnny, my ears go up for sure. So
me too, for sure.
He's got some. Go ahead, bud.
I was just going to say before we leave Retatrutide, that's generation 3, right? Ozempic being 1, Tirzepatide being 2, Retatrutide being 3. 4 is already in stage 2 studies.
Yeah, so I want to do some talking and some teaching here about these topics for sure. Coming up, deep dive second hour, guys. We're going to talk about business athlete mindset, shifting priorities on the road to big goals. And then, hey, Johnny, don't answer this, but think about it. Do you floss first or you brush your teeth first? Well, there's a morning debate that actually impacts your health. And I found out, and it doesn't end in an ing, Anderson. I was thinking about your comment yesterday.
This is because I had a feeling I can kind of smell when those ones are coming though.
And then 3 levers to pull when life demands a reset. So those are the big topics we're going to get after today. And of course, I got some fun things to get after here during the news over the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so. So Jimmy, let's run that news transition and we'll bring up Marty and let's get into the news and some current events today. Jimmy, let's do it, brother.
A global rage shuts down Stream East.
This goes beyond piracy.
That was quick. Jimmy?
A global rage shuts down Stream East.
This goes beyond piracy. It's about how fast the rules of digital markets can change. Headlines scream apocalypse, but hype isn't analysis. The question is, what's fear-mongering and what's real?
Hype sells faster than truth. Digital platforms don't just mirror politics. They shape it by deciding what earns your attention. And attention is currency. Whoever controls it controls the frame of reality.
Hey, Jimmy, I think we got some timing issues there, Jimmy, on the vertical and the horizontal there, Jimmy. Just a heads up on that for the future, just so you can see where we're at if you are aware of that. Good morning, Marty. How are you, pal?
I'm great, man. How you guys doing, man? How
I'm good. Why are you great today, Christopher Martin?
Because I woke up.
Oh yeah, baby, I love that. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Well,
So
here on that level, brother, I gotta say that's beautiful, Marty. Check this out. Have you ever seen a kid get some amazing gift, looks at it, and just like fucking looks the other way? Like you spoiled little shit. You know,
Yes.
we've all seen that. We've done it ourselves, right?
Yes.
All right. So whatever creator you believe in, right, gives you a fucking gift every morning.
Yes.
And when you don't say, holy shit, thank you, you are a spoiled little shit.
Yes. You know what? It's interesting to hear you say that, boys. So I'll share something I did yesterday. Middle of the afternoon. Johnny, Marty, I never do this. Completely out of character for me. Middle of the day, got up away from my desk, came down to my gym, got a 20-minute lift in, Johnny. And you know why, Marty? One reason only. And I said it out loud while I was doing it. I get to do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. It was It was purely a gratitude moment. I don't know. I just had something in my head. I was like, you know what? I get a chance to go do this. I'm going to go do it right now. So I did. And I'm like, and I didn't really expect I'm talking about it right now, but just based on what you responded, Marty, and how you did, John, I was like, you know what? And I left that. And it's funny because we talk about not having time for things. Like I didn't even notice those 20 minutes gone in my day yesterday at all. Like it didn't interrupt anything. I didn't.
Of course not.
Right? That's my point, John, that I achieved everything I wanted to achieve yesterday, and I did something I never do because I was able to do it. And man, did I feel good, Marty, when I did it.
Hey, man, I love to hear that. And Johnny, what's the other one? I have to versus I get to. So that's just the mindset. I roll with,
it's like
that's it.
People are, oh, I have to do this. You fucking pussy.
Yeah.
You know, Jesus Christ. Because it's that what it is. It's a mindset. It's that the victim mentality. You know, like you have to do everything. No, you know what? You get to wipe your ass, so you're not a dirty motherfucker.
Yes, yeah. Well, and I think Lauren would agree, right? She had a chance to go run a marathon this weekend, and she got after it, right? She was able to do it, and I guess that's the whole thing here. Speaking of able, it's not lost upon me that the NFL weekend opened this last weekend, and that those folks that were using IPV or black market streaming platforms may have been affected. Stream East, one of the big, massive streaming platforms. Marty, was kind of thinking about you and I was putting this together. Not that you're an illegal streamer, but just I'm thinking about you and your buddies and your demos and so forth. Did this affect you guys at all? Did any of your buddies who were used to using some of that pirated streaming stuff, or Johnny, have this come across your radar? Or no word?
I mean, I heard in the intro you talking about this, so I'm curious to find out what's going on.
Yeah, they shut it down. One of these massive 1.68 billion visits a year. And what
is it called?
It's called Stream East. A couple Egyptian fellows in Egypt were running this illegal gray market streaming platform, and massive money on it. But the authorities caught them, shut it down. Marty, did that affect you at all?
Nah, we got Hulu, man. We watched the Hulu live, and that's
okay.
it.
You watch the legitimate stuff, eh?
Yeah. Or I live up the street from the Commander Stadium, or I just go to the stadium. You know.
There you go. That's awesome.
Well, you know, now that I think about this, hold on. I do have one of these things. I just don't fucking watch TV and shit enough. It's been months since I've turned it on. I wonder if that's it.
Yeah, my brother has one of those, and I know some folks that have one of those IPTV things where they're. It's no different than John when you and I grew up with that gray market satellite. Remember when you could put, remember when satellite dish first came out? Same kind of idea. Remember?
Yeah, he just came over and took this little thing like this, plugged into the back of my TV, gave me a different controller stick, and said, look, you can talk to it. So you push the button, you say, I want to watch this, and it just fucking pulls it up.
Yes. So some folks that have,
if that's it.
It might be, absolutely might be, 100%. And here's one that I was not planning on talking about until I went to bed last night, and it popped up in my news. Guys, ears up on this one. Russia says it's ready to roll out a cancer vaccine. True story. The results of this vaccine, you boys, tumors shrank by 60 to 80%. Progression slowed and survival rates improved. They're doing human trials. It's an mRNA immunotherapy. And they are going to get this. They're going to give it free to all the citizens of Russia, despite the costs of $3,000 per dose, aiming by approvals of next year. It's called Enteromix. It could be a major leap in personalized cancer care. But this may have been one of the largest potential vaccines to cure a life cancer, frankly. I thought this was quite crazy, actually.
This doesn't surprise me, brother.
No.
You know, I think there's a lot more. We know a lot more about how to stop this than what is being
100%.
let on.
I agree.
Yes. Yeah. Now, this one is targeting colorectal cancer, colorectal cancer with variants in development for glioblastoma and melanoma. So I just find it was interesting and a good segue to something that Marty threw on the table for us this morning.
Well,
Jimmy,
I got one more piece in there. Interesting. So Terry told me about this. So I don't have any of the details.
Yeah.
But we had this camp. One of my buddies had kidney cancer.
Yeah.
And they had to take one of his kidneys out. So
okay.
we were talking about, oh shit, we just had a cancer conversation. So she ends up finding a bunch of statistics about these different civilizations that when someone has cancer, I don't know how they detect it. They put this motherfucker in like his own little house or whatever you want to call it, his own little living quarters. Yeah. And he stays in there he doesn't eat for like fucking 40 days and it cures him. Because basically the body goes so deep into autophagy, it just fucking eats every fucking zombie cell. And zombie cell basically So if these fucking civilizations don't even fucking have hospitals know how to handle this, come on.
Yeah, that's it's Adam Holroyd. I saw that you saw that one as well. It's in first phase 1 of testing, but everything looks good. And this might be and this is one of these mRNA vaccines that was quite controversial when some of the COVID stuff came out, right? So I thought that this was
what does that mean? What is that? mRNA?
mRNA, it's I don't want to misspeak about it. It's a way that the vaccine is created, unlike the vaccines, John, that you and I grew up with. And I'm literally saying that because the vaccines that you and I grew up with were made very differently than the vaccines are being made today. So, and there was controversy with that. Hey, Grok, can you lean into what is an mRNA vaccine, Grok?
mRNA vaccines are like giving yourselves a quick note, genetic instructions to make a harmless piece of a virus protein, so your immune system spots it, drills the memory, and fights the real thing next time. No live virus, no messing with your DNA, just pure, rapid-fire defense. And honestly, the tech's exploding. Cancer shots like Russia's new colorectal one are shrinking tumors 60 to 80% in trials, with survival rates jumping.
Yeah, so it's certainly man, biotech is exploding, man. It's just it seems like every single day, week, there's something happening in the world of biotech. And speaking of, Marty dropped something on the table about peptides, and I know we've been talking about it a lot here on the show on TikTok. And I think Marty's bang on with this one, actually. And we're talking about it. We're gonna put it on the screen here in a second and chat a bit about this, and this is what made me even lean into a little bit this morning as well. But this guy talks about RedisTrueTide and peptides in total. So Jimmy's gonna put that up here on the screen here. While he's doing that, you let me know when you get that ready here, Jimmy. Before we do that, though, Marty, are you a ChatGPT guy? Or are you a Google Gemini guy? Or are you a bit of both?
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's incredible because Google's Gemini is rapidly catching up to ChatGPT.
It's pretty good too, though.
Yeah. It is, yeah. And I know that when I first started using it, I was kind of like, wah, but man, has it gotten so much better? And it's very much, I would say, 1 and 2 now. I bring it up.
They got the deep research too, like Grok.
Well, dude,
and
these things are so far out of what I can even do. I mean, I could use the basic one, and I still can't. I mean, I still am not even close to using its capabilities.
Yeah, it's exactly right. I only bring it up because so we're using Gemini 2.5 right now. Well, Gemini 3 is around the corner, and some of the things they're talking about, real-time video. So what does that mean? That means that you know how our stream is happening right now, and people are seeing a real version of Marty, a real version of John, a real version of Keith.
Yeah.
Well, not too far out, we will be able to be streaming out character versions of ourselves. So changing in real time so that Adam and Lauren and all of our viewers can see, like, John, you could be like The Rock, or you could be like whoever, right? So and then that's crazy. But they're talking about this upcoming model that's changing. I also read something last night too. For the first time ever, a few companies have created a digital twin of the world. So what does that mean? They actually scan the world, and they using sensors and satellites, they can monitor the world in a digital way, and yeah, it's crazy shit. Way over top my head as well. Way over top my head as well, actually.
So it's all done from like satellites and shit.
Yeah. Speaking of satellites, big news yesterday.
Hold on that level, you see these things where some fucking guy, all you see is this screen of some fucking guy's fingers, right? And he's just doing this.
Yes.
And he's starting up the world as this little thing like this, and he keeps doing this with his finger, and he gets to the world, then he finds the right continent, then he goes to a certain spot, then he goes all the way in and finds this little fucking tunnel with some fucking creature standing in front of it or something. Like, is that what you're talking about?
Exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, but in real time. Like a digital twin of the world. And here's something else announced yesterday too, some breaking news last night. Again, it kind of flies under the radar a little bit, but Elon's company Starlink has I'm telling you guys, the guy's Tony Stark. They purchased bandwidth from EchoStar so that he can launch a phone service on Starlink. So imagine Marty and Keith,
that's been waiting. He's going to take over Apple. He's going to destroy Apple with that thing.
So imagine Keith and Marty walking to the top of Everest and making a phone call from the top of Everest. Like anywhere in the world, anywhere on the planet, high-speed internet, phone calls. It's disrupting all the old telcos. It's just it's a fascinating thing. All right, Jimmy.
Can you imagine? There's good when Apple gets turned over because somebody has a deeper level of knowledge. I mean, Apple was like what Steve Jobs was like, the guy that knew everything. Then Elon comes around. Now he's going to flip everything on its head. It's fucking nuts, dude.
Wow, there's a bunch of things happening right now that are absolutely crazy. All right, Jimmy, let's run that clip, pal. I want to have this conversation with John and Marty about this fella that dropped the video on the table, because I think everything he says is worth having a conversation over. Jimmy, let's run it.
They are now, but they're going to be marketed for human consumption. They're only going to be sold by 3 or 4 big pharmaceutical companies, and they're going to be 3 to 4 times more expensive. And this genuinely saddens me. Like, ever since I got that Wolverine stack to fix my knees, that BPC 157 and TV 500, and then I went crazy when I realized that they have minimal side effects, like if any at all, depending on who you are, and the results are insanely good. I realized something very quickly. Like, also, I became an affiliate, and I saw how many people actually use peptides. It's not about the health of the general public. Are they safe? Is it this? Is it that? Of course they're safe. It's about the control of how much money people are making and who's making it. In 2 to 3 years, these peptides are going to be so much better than they are now, even though that's hard to imagine, that people are going to be, it's going to be like the normal thing. It's not going to be like, oh, go to the pharmacy and you're going to be able to go get them off of a shelf somewhere. I promise you. You can essentially do that now. You just got to order it to your front door and reconstitute it. The amount of people who have hit me up, like, if you need some help, inbox. The amount of people who have hit me up, I've told them exactly what I think they should, just give them their recommendation.
All right, Jimmy, let's pause that. We got the gist of it. Marty, so you saw that yesterday, and I know we've been talking about a lot here on the show. What struck you, Marty, about what he was saying, which made you say, hey, we got to talk about this?
Yeah, well, one, just how effective they are and how quickly they're getting so popular. Because Johnny said this maybe 2 months ago to me when I was on the show.
Yes.
I never heard of it. Now everyone's talking about it 60 days later.
Well, check this out, dude. Let me drop this. So statistically, I just heard this. I don't know how accurate it is, but less than 5% of the population of the world even knows what a peptide is. the wave hasn't even, the guy that said this was like, it's a podcast. The guys goes, the host was like, so this is like the first inning. He's like, no, he goes, this is like them mentioning preseason on the news. This is so early. It's unbelievable. And what the dude is so correct. Let me just lay it on the table. This morning, I took BPC 157 TV 500. I took GHK -CU, those three blended together called the glow stack. Money for, in terms of the GHK-CU is skin, hair, nails, makes my skin softer. Like when I scrape it, it doesn't bruise as easily. The dude mentioned TV 500 and BPC 157 as the Wolverine stack. I mixed the three together, but the two he was talking about is massive healing. That helps with nerves, helps with tendons, helps with ligaments. I took retatrutide. I even took a little bit of 5-amino. So, I mean, this stuff is like this. Think of it like this. Your body has all of this programming, right? That when it was originally programmed, it was a really fucking efficient creature. Well, we live in this world that's dirty and we have bad habits and we fuck up our body's program, almost like a computer that keeps getting dropped over and over and over, right? So peptides are going in and basically rewriting our programming. Does that make sense? So all these things, it's like the majority of them, there's very few that are synthetic, right? The majority of them already pre-existing in the body. You're basically just going in and saying, hey, you know what? TV 500, BP 157, these are two that deal with healing, right? And GHK. So you're saying, hey, let's go and let's send these three in and tell the body, let's restore that program. I know you've been dropped. I know you've been toxified. I know you've been fucked up in this messed up life you've lived, but let's get back to our original programming so we can be more efficient. That's kind of a nutshell. So the problem right now with this whole thing is the Wild West. You can buy this shit and there's nothing in there. And I know if I have clients all the time, that's part of why I started my company. Because, I mean, even for myself, I didn't know where to get them. Clients are always asking me. Perfect example, GHK-CU, you put it in by itself, it fucking stinks. There's just no other way around, right? Client of mine is telling me, yeah, I'm using GHC. I'm like, God damn, you're using it by itself? Because normally you mix it. Where are you putting it? That stuff hurts. He goes, mine doesn't hurt. Oh, really? Like, what does that mean? He doesn't have the real shit. So the biggest problem with peptides is knowing where to get them and knowing how to use them, because everybody's different. So my recommendation is simple. Make sure that if you are buying peptide, that you have some way to track back to the origin of how it was made, because that's the biggest issue.
Of how
it's buying it, how it's made. Like, perfect example, in my company, I have two different suppliers. I have the cell phone of the owner of both of them, because these companies get started, right? And they come out and they're doing great. And then they see how much money's in it and they start cutting corners. And next thing you know, it's a shitty peptide company. Great at making money, shitty at peptides. That's what happens to almost all of them.
So here's the question. So John, you said they're not synthetic, but yet they're being
no, there are some, but
yes,
most of them are already naturally occurring. They're just strands they're just basically series of amino acids and proteins.
Yes, yeah, I'm aware of that. Yep. So then let me ask you this: how are these companies manufacturing these products if they originate in our body?
It's a really good question. I can't. If I knew how to answer that in a way that made sense and that I knew was right, I would answer it. It's just like, there's so many other things in this world that we figured out how to do that you almost can't wrap your head around. Well, this is one of them, and this is what is really fucking up modern medicine, because this is real healing. This is asking the body to heal itself at a higher level, as to where modern medicine is taking some sort of a substance from the outside. It's not really addressing the problem. It's addressing the symptom.
Well,
this is real. This is real medicine.
That's what gets frustrating with all this, is because and that the young man in that video Marty put out I think presented it quite well, is that because these aren't quote unquote regulated by big pharma, you know, there's humans that would be reluctant to lean into these products. Yet the moment they become part of big pharma, they become big drugs, they become big money, and everything changes, right? And that's it's just so unfortunate, right? Because there's no happy medium for us as human beings. It's either you're either the gray dog going, oh, you were going against the rules because you're using something not proven, or you're sucked into the world of pharmaceuticals. Frankly,
Well, it's the way we're programmed. You know,
it is.
I mean, we think that the doctor knows everything. The doctor doesn't. He's given a chapter about nutrition, but when the doctor says to do something about nutrition, we all think that we have to do it.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Good morning, everybody. Hang out.
One thing I didn't say too, but because that whole thing was about retatrutide, I took retatrutide this morning as well.
You did? Yeah. Okay.
Take it every fucking morning.
So that's subcutaneous and injectable, right?
There's everything I mentioned. Pretty much all peptides are they don't live through the stomach. Very few of them do.
Yeah. And how much of that retatrutide would you take?
Well, there's a perfect example. So retatrutide is third generation. So it came from Ozempic to tirzepatide to retatrutide. And so part of the problem with these things is it's not their tools. It's not the tool's fault. It's the operator's fault. And so people go to a doctor, they get Ozempic, and they get this terrible advice about how to use it. The doctor tells them to take this, whatever the milligram is, it's a once a week shot. And they do it because they know people are lazy because they won't do it daily. So this once a week shot makes them fucking sick. I mean, like sick, like not want to eat and not want to do anything and I know plenty of people it's happened to. Now, if they took that and they took that same dose and they split it over 7 days, they wouldn't have that reaction. So what I'm getting at is it's a microdose to make these things work better. That works better with everything, even testosterone, if you take it every day versus once a week. But in terms of retatrutide, I actually figured out a system that works really, really well for me. And when I help people, of course, I can't tell someone what to do. I said, this is how I did it. And I lay it out. And it's a really simple way to titrate up to find the right amount for you, because you're going to find some sort of, I call it a wiggle. A wiggle is something that's not good. Like what I noticed is when I get to that certain spot, I'll get sensitive skin. And I've noticed a lot of people have the same thing. Then you step back one notch. That's your sweet spot. But now, if you took that, whatever that was, let's just say you're taking 350 micrograms a day for 7 days, and you do the math on that, how many milligrams that is, and you took that in one shot, it would fuck you up.
Yes.
But that's the way they advise people do this stuff. So it's not the hammer's fault. It's the fucking carpenter's fault.
Marty, where does your curiosity lie with this, brother?
I mean, it sounds interesting, man. You know, and it makes me think about, you know, how Johnny says you don't know what good feels like because you never felt good before. You never did the shit to feel good. So with my stretching, with my recovery, sometimes I feel great.
Oh,
so
brother,
just, you know, very
your
curious.
Your recovery would right now. You think your recovery's at say a 9. You
That's
start
what I'm
taking.
saying.
I could advise a recovery combo for you, and all of a sudden you'd realize that your scale went to 15. You just never been above 9.
Yep, and I'm curious.
And it's only because you're asking the body to do a better job of what it's already doing.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's intriguing, man. So I'm gonna have to talk to Johnny offline.
Let's do a fucking test, brother. I'll happily fucking set something up for you. You can do it, and you can tell everybody what you think. I mean, I tell you what I think, but keep in mind, people look at me and they think, well, it's hard to understand what he thinks because he thinks differently. Look at this motherfucker.
Yep.
Well, you know what's intriguing too for me personally is so we all know I'm a cannabis consumer. I'm a fan of it. Been consuming it for many years. It is not clinically proven either.
Hold on. You are?
Well, my point is, Johnny, here's my point, Johnny.
I've never known.
It's not a clinically proven Right. Yeah. So, and I'm only
100%.
because there's a lot of folks that are, I don't want to touch that, but yet are dabbling in the cannabis world. Yet, wait a minute, aren't they kind of? I don't want to say one and the same, but one would say, well, there's not enough testing done on either. Well,
dude,
right? Very,
dude.
very similar.
Here's a. This is not a peptide.
Okay.
What this is basically a heavy antioxidant. Right?
Okay.
The cells age because they basically get beat up, oxidized.
Yeah.
We only live as long as the health of our cells. Right?
Yes.
So you've got to basically take care of your cell like you take care of a motor in a car. You got to keep it clean. You got to keep it tuned up.
Yes.
Like there's later today, probably about 8 o'clock, I'm going to end up taking some called MOTS-C. MOTS-C is basically a mitochondria.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's almost like so here a better way to put it. I try to make it in simple terms. MOTS-C would be like, let's call the cell a computer, right? There's the hardware and the software, right? So MOTS-C would be like the hardware, right? Then 5-amino would be like the software. There's all these different levels of how to take care of a cell, kind of like on a motor. Well, there's the low end, there's the top end. I don't really know what the fuck that means. I'm not a wrench.
Yeah.
But these are the things that, if you think about it, we are only as good as our cells. Because what are we? We're cells. Have we ever heard of anybody talk about caring for ourselves?
No, we don't talk about that at all, actually.
No, exactly.
No.
Well, just think if we actually started to fucking care for the one thing that gives us life. The mitochondria is like the fucking motor.
True, actually. When you put it that way, right? We never talk about, as human beings, we never talk about taking care of ourselves. Yet it's the foundation of who we are as humans. Yet we're never talking about them.
Cell detox every fucking day. Why? Because we live in a fucking polluted world.
Yeah.
Our cells are getting beat up, no matter how hard we try. Even like for example, I don't eat processed foods. Although yesterday, I'll be honest, I ate a couple of protein bars. That's like my treat, right? That fucking shit fucked me up. I mean, granted, I don't eat much, but point of being is that even when you are like myself and I stick to rigidly, we're breathing it.
Yes.
It's in the water. It's everywhere. Our cells are getting beat up around the clock.
100%. 100%. I'll tell you what's getting beat up is how we're transporting ourselves from point A to point B. If you guys recall, a number of months ago, I dropped a conversation on the table. We're going to move from Reddit TrueTides to transportation. Sunday marked the first delivery ever of Palmer Luckey received this first EV toll, an electric vehicle for transportation. I got a little video running here. Jimmy's got a video to put for us. Palmer Luckey he's a notable guy. He's a tech visionary. He invented some crazy shit over the years. Like we're talking Zuckerberg, Musk stuff. He's invented.
I've heard about something about this.
Yeah, he's invented Defense Department stuff. Like this guy is a whiz bang nerd tech guy
Like crazy fucking smart, like Elon Musk undiscovered type guy.
100% Johnny. Yeah. His name's Palmer Luckey, and he bought the first electric vehicle, and this company called Jetson One is delivering them. So here's his first takeoff. He actually was flying around California. So we talk about personal transportation. The future is here, and here he is. He's flying around. And so, John, I'm being serious, man. Imagine you and Terry yesterday leaving the lake house and landing in the Bay Area in your electric flying fucking helicopter. It is crazy.
That's fucking tight, dude. I'm so all over that. I'm so all over that, dude.
I knew you'd be all over it. Yeah. What I think would be fun is you can see yourself flying over the lake. Yeah, like those kind of recreational type activities, right? So I thought that was,
it's crazy, brother. When I think of stuff like this, you know what I think of?
Yeah.
I think of one fucking thing and one thing only.
What?
Time.
100%.
I mean, okay, let's go look at the lake. Fucking great, dude. I've been all over the fucking world. I've seen I've done more than I can even remember, for God's sake.
Yes.
I don't fucking care about flying over the lake. I care about going to see my mom in 40 minutes.
Yes, that's exact. Well, we're going to talk Mark Cuban here on the show a little bit later too. But that's one thing that when he sold his company there, he bought an airplane not to have a big glamorous airplane, was to buy time back for himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, anybody who understands you're fucking buying back your time.
Yes, exactly.
And time, as we know, there's no price on time. So you spent fucking 50 mil on a fucking jet. Well, guess what?
Yeah,
that 50 mil is worth it, because if you're buying back just a few hours, think about the wealthiest people in the world, how much they would pay to have back a year.
I've never been more aware of the currency of time in my entire life.
Oh, fuck. Crazy. Crazy. It's unbelievable. I mean, I find myself all the time. Sometimes I have to kind of chill myself out. Like, look, dude, yes, being aware of time is good, but it's not supposed to fucking wreck your life.
Brother Nick, so can we have a little moment here together? When that's happening to you, text me and I'll do the same thing, because I know sometimes I gotta just chill out because time is fucking catching up. Marty, I'm telling you, man, it's coming. You're the young buck here. I'm teaching you right now. Listen to what John and I are saying. Time is gonna go so fucking fast for you as you get older. You're gonna wonder what the hell is that. Go talk to your dad about it, Marty. Seriously.
Well, but here's the thing that people don't understand. Because, I've got a grandpa, I've got a dad, and he never talked about this. Well, there's a shift. There's a shift that has to happen for time to, as soon as you have, because the majority of human beings are always going to have more time than money.
Yes.
Almost always.
Yes.
As soon as that switch happens, where that single, whoever that person is, that human being has more money than time.
Yes.
This is where the whole thing, now all of a sudden the boat's turned itself upside down, and this is where it's going to stay.
Here's a wonderful.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense until it happens.
Here's a wonderful example of that, Marty and Johnny, that I took me forever to wrap my head around. I think still to this day, love my dad, but he still changes his own oil. I'm like, what? You know, I'm going
to your own fucking car.
You know,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I know. Love my dad to pieces. But he'll go drive. He'll go buy his Marty, right? He'll go buy his filter. He'll go buy the oil. He'll go it all. It'll take him whatever 2-3 hours to change his oil. I'm like, yeah, but you could just drive over there. They'll do it for you for $50.
30, yeah, like fucking next to nothing. Or how about just fucking get it done? Drop it off the fucking dealer. They give you another one, and you fucking drive away, and you come back and pick yours up, and all of it's done.
But it's a mindset, like you said. Right. And if I have time that has no value on it, you can't take this away from me. And if somebody hasn't realized that their time is worth, just pick a random number. Well, Brian, your time is worth $100 per hour. Oh, is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah. And you're going to pay somebody $50 to change your oil. You're $50 ahead. Well, John, you and I both know there's many folks in our generation and generations past that didn't have that mindset because didn't know about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I have that argument with my buddies all the time.
What's that, Marty?
I said I have that argument with my buddies all the time. Like when I go get my oil change, they're like, you could just do it yourself, right? I'm like, bro, I ain't. I'm a busy guy. I ain't got time, man. I'm trying to get this shit over with.
Marty. Good for you because
you're already there. Well, it's because he's already in that entrepreneur spirit, because he knows that with his time he can generate. A person that only goes to work thinks they can only generate when they're at work.
Yes. All right, so I have another topic I'm throwing on the table here this morning, and this one is
throw one thing in real quick. Yeah, I didn't get to throw it in. It was the Super Bowl weekend a couple years ago in Phoenix, and they showed the amount of private jets that flew there.
Yes, I remember.
And it just made me think. It made me think of that when y'all were talking about it. Like a lot of busy guys, they trying to get the fuck in and get out. So
I think that was Vegas, Marty, at McCarran International. Yeah, you're right. Vegas, I remember that. It was like a whole parking lot of these jets that were all just sitting there, right? So I'm with you. All right, so this is a big one. I'm thinking, Johnny, you saw this in the news. Maybe you haven't. Marty, you may have as well. But the Mountain, he won the brutal strongman event, and he broke world record, lifted over, what was it, like 1,500 pounds, I think it was. Let's run this. There's a couple things, and John, I want to talk to you.
That's not it right there.
No, not this one. No, there's actually a couple of videos here. So this one here. So first of all, I wanted to ask this: what is this that they're doing? They're holding what is this? What is that?
It's basically a front hold. right?
Yes. What
And
is it?
so
Yeah.
that thing that they're holding, I think that's called Thor's hammer,
Yes. Okay.
which was kind of I think it was a development for the TV show. I don't know.
Yes.
Thor became bigger than the sport when he got on that TV show. And so anyway, but they used to do, like, perfect example. I remember doing that in contests where, like, say Gillette was a sponsor. So we'd be holding a big fucking goddamn Gillette razor, right?
Yes.
That out there, you can see it's 60, usually between 50 and 60 pounds. It's right there. What is it? Yeah, 66 pounds. That's a lot of fucking weight to hold with your arms straight out. Grab a dumbbell, a 60-pound dumbbell, hold it straight out. You won't hold that fucker at all.
Yeah.
And then you got to be leaning against that post, so you can't lean back.
It's unbelievable to me. So I also have Jimmy's going to run the clip here. 1,100 pounds that he did the world record. 500. Deadlift 510 kilograms. So John, that's a 1 rep max. That's how that works. Is that how it works in industry? Yeah.
And it's just so everybody understands too. This is a strongman record.
Yes.
And so it's on an elephant bar, which is a really fucking long bar. The bar looks normal because he's so big. But if you put him on a regular bar, it would look kind of funny. An elephant bar, you'll see it starts to bend a lot when he starts to go. Then there's powerlifting rests. There's all different types. This is the strongman record.
Yeah, check this out, Marty. I don't know if you saw something, but look, watch the bar bend. It's incredible to me. So Johnny, this is an elephant bar?
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's supposed to bend because that way it helps them get started before the weight comes off the ground.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, they have like really stiff bars. There's a whole set of records just for a stiff bar that won't bend at all. You could put 900 pounds on a stiff bar, that fucker won't go. So when you hit it, you got all 900 pounds in your hands right now. See, with that one, you look closer, the plates on the inside were off the ground before the ones on the outside left. So watch again. The inside plates will be totally up before the ones on the outside leave the ground, which gives him kind of a running start, if you will.
Well, so I've always wondered that, actually. Interesting. Oh, I fucking love learning new shit.
Yeah, I never.
Watch the inside. Watch the plates closest to his legs. You'll see air under there first.
Yeah. Now there was one more.
There they go.
So Jimmy, I got one more clip I want to share because I want to get Anderson's feedback on this one too. Like I fucking love learning and I love putting this shit because Marty, when you have an expert that teaches this stuff, we got to lean into it. You'll talk right at truth. So Jimmy, check this one out too. So Johnny, I want to put this one too. So this one here from August 9th. He closed out the competition. He lifted all 5 Atlas stones in a blistering almost 16 seconds. And Jimmy's going to run this one too because I want to ask you about these Atlas stones that he's going to lift up here on the table. But elephant bar over a stiff bar is what you're saying, eh? For
elephant bar over a what?
Over a stiff bar, right? Like a regular, like a stiffer bar.
I mean, right? Keep in mind, those are the two extremes.
Okay.
I think there's a name for it. I'm having a brain fart, but I think it might be called the Texas Power Bar, but those fuckers are stiff. Like you hit I think with 1,000 pounds, you would barely see it flex.
Okay.
Check to where like a normal bar in a gym, like with 8 fucking plates, I've had those completely fucking bend on my back.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Check this.
Throw it away when I'm done.
So check this out. So how heavy are these stones, John? Would these stones be?
Well, there's different sets. My guess is in the competition that he's in, that last one is over 400 pounds.
Whoa. So this is what you were talking about. Remember, Marty, we were talking with Johnny a few months back. This is what you were talking about. You had this man made these stones for you, right? Like you had to get these things made for you. You can't just go to the store and buy fucking stones. Where are these stones now? Are they in your garage? Are they at your house?
You basically, well, actually, funny enough, I took 2 of them.
Yeah.
I put them just outside so when you pull up to my Mexico house, there's the wall and there's the gates. There's 2 big stones right on either side of the entrance. Yeah. But usually what you do, it's kind of customary to hand them down because you always have training partners that are coming, they're young and they're coming in and you're teaching them. And so when you leave or you retire, you basically kind of you hand it down to the people that are in your group.
That's really cool, and that makes sense actually, because guys that are
you love these people. I mean, these are people you fucking, dude. One of my training partners. I mean, if I didn't have him, his name is Ricky LaRocca. We should have him on here sometime. The dude, I mean, fucking talk about a hard ass. I mean, he went to San Quentin for a while. He was in gangs. He came out and weightlifting is what straightened his life out. Well, I mean, we're talking about a dude so fucking tough. I mean, he was able to without him, I wouldn't have been able to be as successful as I was in my strength sports because he was so good at pushing me. But here's a dude, when he turned pro and got into the show, he the weights are fucking heavy. He ended up having an injury to the point where they had to fucking amputate his leg. Whoa. That's the fucking savage this dude is. And I remember he was telling me, I'm watching the video, he's like right there. I goes, I felt a crack. I don't know what it was. He goes, and it was lifting a car. And he goes, I went to do the next one and fucking both his fucking one knee just shredded. And because as the moment the one knee shredded, there was so much pressure on the other knee shredded. They both just fucking exploded.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Good morning, everybody. Adam, I see your comment there. Holroyd says, front hold is such a rough event on the arms. Yeah, no shit. I loved watching Kaz do it in pure strength with a sword and a glass of wine bouncing.
Oh, dude, pure strength. There's a dude that knows his shit. Pure strength was the very original. That was before they act. Oh yeah, that was like they used to do that in castles, like in Ireland. I mean, it was like it was. Oh yeah, no, pure strength that's like the fucking origin of this shit. That's right when it broke. Because Strongman is kind of like an offspring from Highland Games, which have been around for centuries.
Yes, 100%.
And so pure strength was kind of like the first offspring. There was a guy named Douglas Edmonds. He is deceased now.
Yeah.
But he was kind of like the godfather of Strongman. He was the one who was kind of dreaming all this stuff up and made IFSA, which is International Federation of Strength Athletes. So he was like a pioneer of this whole thing.
Holroyd dropping nuggets here. Holroyd showing his knowledge.
You could go into an amateur competition and say who here knows pure strength, and very few of them would know.
Really? That's really cool. Yeah. That's really cool. Hey, Marty, I know you got to rock and roll, brother, in a couple minutes here, but if you can stick around for two, I know that you have a respect for Cuban like I do and Johnny does. Mark Cuban dropped something on the table here about folks that are saying, I don't like AI. I don't want any more technology in my life. And according to Mark Cuban,
what else are they bitching about?
Right, Johnny? So actually, speaking of the sidetrack, we want to talk about 7-Eleven in a future show. 7-Eleven is going over a complete makeover now, owned by Japanese ownership. John Marty, they're going to redo 7-Eleven from the convenience processed foods to healthy and making folks healthy again. So I want to.
They tried to do that a while back. Remember, they brought that cooler in with the healthy food. Such a fucking sham.
But what's great about the future, John, is that the new owners of Sev are really determined. Japanese ownership are really determined on turning
brother, on that level. I believe that because in 7-Eleven in Japan, I could go get a fucking healthy meal anytime. I could get hard-boiled eggs.
Boom.
I could get chicken skewers. I could get beef skewers. I mean, you could go, where we have all these fucking hot dogs and pizza. They have real food.
Yes. So there's
real quick. I went to the 7-Eleven in Thailand. It's like the 7-Eleven in America. It's not like that. Crazy, right?
So we are going to get to 7-Eleven conversation, but right now we're going to unpack Cuban's blunt warning and why refusing to embrace AI could mean falling behind in business, careers, and everyday life.
This morning, Mark C has just 2 words for people who think they can skip learning AI.
And trust me, you're going to want to hear them.
What if the most valuable skill of the next decade isn't something you learned in school? What if it's something you can start learning right now for free? We're all trying to build a secure future for ourselves and our families, but the ground is shifting, and the old rules of success no longer apply. Every revolution in technology has created a new class of winners and losers. It's about being curious and willing to experiment. The tools are out there, and they're more accessible than you think. Your future self will thank you. Start learning, start building, start now.
According to Mark Cuban, those that are ignoring AI today and in the future, he has 2 words for you. And if you have kids around, put earplugs in the kids' ears for what I'm going to say next. Cuban's words are pretty simple, pretty blunt, and pretty real. You're fucked. That's basically it. And you know what, John? I know you use the tools. I do. Marty does. And it's hard not to agree with that, because if you're not going to leave,
it's like saying I'm not going to use email.
100%, Johnny. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
But it's saying like times 100.
Yes. Yeah. But I will tell you, brother, I still talk to many folks in our demographic that are reluctant. No different than when you and I were growing up, Johnny, and Marty was still a puppy and Google was released and folks like, nah, I still want to go use my encyclopedias. Okay. Right. So,
well, dude, on that level, I mean, I now actually have, I guess you could say two, but literally one person that I would say on the team that is an AI specialist, because he knows how to do shit. I can reach out and say, hey, I need this. And, he can make a set of slides for me in, 5 fucking minutes. And it would take me or somebody else 5 fucking hours just because we don't understand how to use the tool as well.
Yes.
It's like someone who, like a carpenter who knows how to build a chair real quick versus a guy who's got to fucking think it through.
Yeah, 100%. Tom Ritchie joining us this morning from the Legacies podcast, the best cannabis podcast on the planet. He says this: those folks are still trying to figure out how to set the clock on the VCR. Yes. So Cuban says it best, guys. If you're ignoring AI, you're kind of fucked. True story. And Marty, you would agree, ChatGPT is not the same ChatGPT it was 3 years ago. So those that are still using it for like Google might want to consider using it a little differently today. So anyways, good morning, everybody.
It would actually be more compared to like someone saying, I'm not going to use the internet.
Oh, that's exactly it. No, you're bang on. AI
email was not a deep enough strike.
AI will have a bigger impact on the world than the internet has. And for those of you that had their lives changed on the internet, my whole life was changed by the internet, frankly. And so AI is going to do the same thing. Good morning, everybody. I'm with Keith, John, and Marty here on Mornings in the Lab. We're having just a light Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday here today. Marty, we're going to walk out of the lab here in a quick sec, get a catch up on your day. And then Jimmy will do a lifestyle tip with Anderson. And then we'll come back and reset hour 2 here. Marty, what's on the agenda today, brother, before you go?
Well, before I go, man, we just dropped the baby blue, less brunches, more crunches, sweatsuit.
Oh.
I know Johnny would like that one.
Maybe. It looks kind of gray. It looks kind of gray from here, brother. Funny enough. I like
it does
baby
look a little
blue,
gray,
yeah. Maybe it's just the lighting.
We'll work on that. I think it's the lighting,
yeah. Shit.
And, I do like yeah, go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, I got an update for y'all, too.
Yes.
Keith, you'll love it. You'll love this one. Johnny will be like, yeah, I fucking told you so.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'll hit y'all later, man.
Okay.
Oh fuck! I thought I was going to drop it on the show.
Me too, Johnny. I'm like, okay, we're all fucking waiting, and
Marty's the fucking king of like saying that it's like you could just like text us later, but he just tells everybody I got an update for you, then just fucking leaves everybody hanging,
Johnny,
well, here, how about y'all let me know if I can drop it on the show tomorrow after I tell you today? How about that?
Yeah, do it. Do that. Tell us. Don't tell us in private. Tell us in public. That's what this show's about.
Johnny, right. Marty is one of those guys. I remember I told you that story about a guy I used to know at the gym. He'd walk up to me out of the blue. We'd be talking about the Jets or football or something. He'd walk up to you and he'd say, "Yeah, so I had a steak last night."
Nah.
And you're like, yeah, so.
Yeah, did you have a steak watching the?
Yeah. He just walks up and drops a topic out of the blue. Marty walks into the room to Keith and John and says, Johnny, yeah, I got something to tell you guys.
Yeah, I got an update. We're sitting here waiting. We're waiting.
And he turns around and walks away.
See you guys later. You know what? I won't do it anymore. Sorry, guys.
Well, we got folks in the community. We got Lahole right saying Marty is leaving us hanging. Lauren's like, Marty, the king of suspense with his cliffhanging. Hey, John, Marty would have done well with what you and I grew up with, which was who shot JR. Boom, boom. Remember when that happened, John Anderson?
Remember every fucking show was like, you just got you all fucking wound up like you're going to drop a nut and then throws a bucket of cold water on your stuff. Like,
oh, my God. That's it. That's it. All right, so Jimmy, let's walk Marty out of here. Let's do a transition to John Anderson's lifestyle tip. We'll do an Anderson lifestyle tip. He can sneak away for a quick break. I'll reset hour 2. We'll get to some of our big topics. Let's do it.
John's lifestyle tip today is probably eat a dozen eggs before sunrise.
I tried that. Couldn't stand my own farts, man.
Hey, just so everybody's clear, y'all know there's no 2 S's in my name. So those in the back, Jimmy, Melissa, you see that? If that's supposed to be there to be clever, cool. But there's no 2 S's. Anyway, the tip is this. Do not get left behind. What do I mean by that? Well, it's everywhere. Just today on the show, we've talked about Cuban talking about AI. We talked about peptides. We talked about all of these new things, if you want to say things, new opportunities, new angles, new ways to go about life. And if you're not willing to get outside your comfort zone, you're going to get left behind. If you're fighting AI, if you're fighting, not that peptides is the way for you, but it represents something new coming down the pipe at warp speed. And if you are going to avoid the world changing, you are going to get left behind. So how do you fix this problem if this sounds like you? You got to work at getting outside your comfort zone. How do you do that? Do something uncomfortable every day. If you do it just once a day, there's this little thing in your brain, I think it's called the amygdala. Forgive me if I was wrong. And it makes, every time you do something difficult, you do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, it gets easier every time you do it. Maybe it's getting up early. Maybe it's going to bed on time. Maybe it's not eating dessert. Maybe it's the simplest little thing that you need to do every day that's a little bit uncomfortable so you can start this rhythm of getting outside your comfort zone. And pretty soon, stepping outside your comfort zone is going to feel normal. And then one of these new opportunities is going to come down the pipe and you're going to see it and you're going to grab it. You're going to seize the opportunity. So what's the tip? Don't get left behind. How do you make sure that? You start working on getting outside your comfort.
Hour 1's behind us. Strong start.
And hour 2 is where it gets interesting. Floss first. Otherwise, you're just brushing debris back in.
Nope. Brush first. Even the billboards are on my side.
You have your way, I have mine. Let's call it thoughtful disagreement.
Fine. We'll disagree. But I'm still the one with fresher breath.
Hour 2 begins with the business athlete mindset.
Then we tackle floss first or brush first and finish with 3 levers to pull when life demands a reset.
Oh, I love that tune. Great job on those. Great job with Sterling and Preston, Melissa. Awesome job. Nation, Melissa's been getting after working with our two new colleagues, Preston and Sterling. What's up, boys? I see you guys are getting after it. Welcome to the team. Preston and Sterling are the 2 conversation desk hosts here on Mornings in the Lab. They're going to be weaving themselves into the show. We got a brand new show we're launching every single day called Unreal. And Melissa was busting it yesterday, guys, so big props to her. And all the words, that dialogue from Preston and Sterling are coming through the wonderful mind of our own, very own Melissa Neiman. So thank you for that. We're going to spend more time with Preston and Sterling on the show here as Frankie and Tommy are figuring life out somewhere on the island. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends, your daily accountability partner. Hour 1, we got into Mark Cuban's 2-word AI play. What did he say? You're fucked. Bottom line, if you're ignoring the world of AI, Cuban's like, you're fucked. So you want to lean into that. We talked about Stream East. Yeah, if you have been one of those folks that were pirating, no judgment, pirating sports, you might find yourself not having any sports on TV this weekend. And it wasn't, there's no irony in the fact that, or coincidence, maybe the word, that the NFL kicked off last weekend. The same weekend they shut all that shit down. Guys, ChatGPT and Gemini are catching up to each other. Gemini is just dropping improvements left and right. And some folks are saying it's doomsday could be around the corner because of Gemini. That was the warm-up, guys. We talked strength with the big strongman Thor and John Anderson. We talked peptides and retatrutide in hour 1 as well. But guys, hour 2, we're going to go deeper. We're going to dig into the deep dive, the business athlete mindset, how to shift priorities like a pro so you can chase big goals without burning out. Then in the morning loop debate, that sneaks into your bathroom. Do you floss first or brush first? We're going to have that conversation as well as 3 levers to pull when life demands a reset. But first, and then we're going to get to community corner. But first, I'm going to do some teaching with Johnny that I'm excited about. I was actually going to share this in the text yesterday. I said, no, I'm just going to do this on the air and share some knowledge with Johnny. So Johnny, as we've been building this thing, I suspect that you maybe know or don't know about the world of YouTube. You know how YouTube pays us? Do you have any knowledge on that or not really?
I know we get payments from YouTube, but I don't really pay attention to it.
So I'm going to share something with you that's pretty exciting, and that it's kind of one of these levers in the business that we're building that we don't talk much about. Not that I don't want to talk much about it. It's just that I've been needing to accumulate data so we could have some educated conversations around it. Remember that conversation you and I had last week about barbells versus dumbbells?
Yeah.
Right. And we talked about the barbells versus dumbbells. Well, So from that conversation, I made a video from it. Right. So I took our live conversation and I made an 8-minute video with Frankie and Tommy weaved into the conversation asking about barbells or dumbbells. So I made that video. I dropped it onto YouTube this weekend. Now here's the black box of YouTube that many folks don't really understand or learn, and you don't know it until you get into it. YouTube is paying us $20 for every 1,000 views on that conversation we had. Bottom line, it's as simple as YouTube works. So, and I know you pay attention, the topics that I select have a purpose for them. I know folks are searching out retatrutide. I know folks are wondering about retatrutide. So I will take a retatrutide conversation we are having, package it up, put it onto YouTube, and see what advertisers are looking to spend on us. So there's a business model right there that is kind of underneath the scenes of what we're doing here in the lab. These conversations that we have, we package them up, they sit aside, and then YouTube pays us for them. So that dumbbells versus barbells conversation, I'll share even more with you. I put an ad behind it so we can get some data behind it. We've reached over 1,000 views on that barbells versus dumbbells video. So we made ourselves $20 on that video. So just by you and I having a conversation, YouTube paid us for it. Why? Because you have authority, you have experience, right? And we have experience and authority wrapped up with this channel. So now YouTube is like, okay, when somebody searches out barbells versus dumbbells, they get our content, they watch it, we get paid. So the plan here is that every conversation we have, we start packaging these videos up. The conversation rallies you and I have been having, right? So all these videos we're making will be packaged up and we're going to get paid. Now, granted, it's negligible right now, but Anderson, we're all getting paid when we're sleeping. So you can start.
But real quick, when you say negligible, I mean, I agree with you, but for the most part, when people think in that, but I know you don't. You're just basically pointing it out for the moment.
Yes.
When people think in that way, they're not playing big.
Well,
they're playing small. They're playing for what am I going to make today?
Bingo.
I didn't join you here.
Oh, I know.
I was going to make today.
I know. So here's what's awesome. That's why I'm having this conversation to share with you and teach you, because I know because it's this is one of those things people don't talk about it, right? So you think about it, right? So you and I make ourselves 1,000 videos, all paying us $20 a video while we're sleeping and traveling the planet just by having a conversation, right? And here's the thing with YouTube, it's all passive income. So for example, that conversation we had last week about sex 21, whatever it was, like I'm looking at our data now, right? And we're getting paid, $10, $3, $20. They're all negligible, but over the grand scheme of things, 10 years from now, somebody's searching out barbells versus dumbbells, and you and I are hanging out, going on a journey somewhere, or we're celebrating your win as you're 60 years old as a champion, world champion. We're still getting paid on that barbells versus dumbbells video. You follow me? Right? So
100%.
And
it's an evergreen paying system.
Exactly correct. Thank you for using those terms. So hence, now that we've been able to lean into the storytelling with these characters, it really starts to show you the opportunities around creating content. What's also changing too, Johnny, is that yesterday's YouTube kind of thumbnails, which was like the big head and kind of, because our limitations were on how we can create thumbnails. The future of thumbnails are more like Netflix, like show type thumbnails, because we have the ability to create these scenes, right? So again, back to AI. If you're ignoring AI, you're not going to learn this shit. So, anyways, guys, that's some little learning from Keith and John here this morning on In the Lab.
Well, I think the lesson to this thing, is that people have to realize that building something big.
Yes.
It goes back to my example of put your head down, work, put your head
I
up.
love that. I love that.
Nothing happened. Put your head down, work. And you might have to do that a whole bunch of times before you see the first little change. And most people don't get there.
Most people don't get there. It's exactly it.
100%, bro. I mean, that is my weightlifting journey.
Yes.
To the fucking T.
Well, again,
it's like, people, oh my God, you must have been a specimen. Are you fucking kidding me? I was like the most pathetic. Jesus Christ. I had, oh my God, 5 fucking years of busting my ass before I even had fucking recognition of lifting weights.
Well, so, and I think, not to get all lovey-dovey with you on the show, but I will. And I think that's why you and I have connected so well, because we share a lot of these same similarities, which was, we're just going to go to the gym, put the fucking work in. There's nothing special. Like, I am certainly not the smartest guy in the room. I don't think I am. You know, I'm not the sharpest tack in the drawer. I know you're not either, but we have an ethic, we have an attitude around us, and we surround ourselves with smarter people. It's not rocket science. And when I first started working with Melissa, she's like, what's your special skill? I'm like, I don't know, showing up. And that's why I lean into accountability, because I think accountability and showing up is the hardest thing for every human. And it still fascinates me today that not many people can keep up to you and I. And I'm saying that just fucking straight up, man. Just straight up. It's just fascinating.
You know, there's very few.
Fascinating to me.
Very few men in this world that'll sit across the table from me.
Yeah.
And I will have to think to myself, can he run the pace that I run? For the distance, the duration.
Yes.
So many people can, I've had so many assistants over the years, right? And I just say, look, my question is this: can you keep up for any length of time?
Yes.
Because they come out of the gate like, and these fuckers are young, like my current partner, I made him a partner in my coaching business. He came to when he was 21. And
nice,
basically, and he's fucking, he has run with me the whole time.
That's awesome.
And that's what I said, all I need you to do is keep up. As long as you can keep up and there's 2 of us run at this pace, we're unstoppable.
Well, so let's do this then. Let's have a conversation about the business athlete mindset, because most men try to push harder when chasing goals, but real success comes when you stop acting like a busy worker and start training like an athlete. Today, for the next few minutes, we're going to dive into the business athlete mindset, a game-changing approach. I practice it. Anderson practices it. It's daily. It helps you build that discipline, that structure, and the resilience so you can sustain peak performance in both business and life. Jimmy.
Why do some people consistently achieve breakthrough results, while others with equal drive and dedication plateau or burn out completely? The conventional wisdom tells us to work harder, push through resistance, and maintain constant momentum. Yet this approach leaves most ambitious professionals feeling depleted and disconnected from what matters most. The key lies in treating your professional and personal ambitions with the same systematic approach that transforms talented individuals into world-class performers. We're diving deep into the mindset shift that changes everything about how you pursue your biggest goals.
John, why do so many men confuse being busy with being effective? What's your opinion on that? And feedback from men and clients that you have trained. There's this confusion with I'm busy. But then you'd say to them, yeah, but are you being effective? And I'm going to suggest to you, most men would struggle with that answer. Well, I think I'm being effective, but they're actually not. Johnny.
God, what's the saying I have? I'm having a brain fart. Average men are busy.
Yeah.
Elite men, they find the time. So busy is just an excuse. That makes sense? Busy is what people say when, well, I need you to do this. Well, I'm pretty busy. An elite man doesn't say that. An elite man says, okay.
That's
figure out a way I'll figure out a way to do it.
I've never heard that put that busy is an excuse. It is an excuse, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm too busy. Well, okay, what you it's a priority thing. Okay, because if you really want something, you're gonna push something off the bottom of the totem pole.
Saying
there's only
no.
so many things. There's only so many things you're gonna fit on this bitch.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, what's on if you're too busy, then you've got a priority issue. Well, if you're really trying to get better, then this should be something that will easily bump something else off the totem pole. You say I'm busy, you don't want to take anything off your totem pole.
When I started creating this business athlete mindset, and as it worked towards really changing my life, I would say I wrapped around these principles, right? And I know they're principles that you lean into as well. But it's discipline and structure. It's treating the week like training blocks. I know you do it all the time. You sit down in your journal and you plan your week through your blocks, and you use routines instead of motivation. I'll never forget that fellow we had on the show a number of months back, John, who lost his dog, lost his dad. He had a triumvirate of tragedy. But if you remember, the one thing that kept him going was his daily routine, right? So even in his lowest points, he knew that he had to go and get into his routine. I was talking about that with Carter as well. And business athletes focus on prioritization. Johnny, focusing on, prioritizing what matters most and what's urgent over what's important. Delineate the difference between urgency and importance. Folks confuse the two.
Well, I think the main thing that you have to look at is there's all different levels of time sensitivity.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And usually the ones that maybe there's three things that you got to get done today. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a bunch of things on your list, but three of them are the prior. Those are the ones with the stars next to them.
Yes.
Usually the one you don't want to do is the one that needs to get done first. Ask yourself a question. Ask you, what is it that I don't want to do right now? Well, fuck, I don't want to do that. Well, why? Okay, because that's a bitch. And well, when I get that done, that's going to move the needle forward the most today. So that's what I got to start doing.
That's funny, because that is the one that you never want to do, is the one you need to do. That's exactly it. And here's one that I'm going to throw.
Pretty rarely does that fail.
Yes. And here's one that I know Michael Hers, if you're listening, was we were kind of bantering with a couple weeks ago: recovery. And so if you don't want to recover, that's when you probably should recover, because rest, nutrition, and reflection aren't optional. Recovery is part of the training cycle. I know
that's been one of my biggest challenges, right?
Yes. Slowing down to go faster, right? And recognizing that you got to slow down to go faster.
Like
right?
I finally, with my training, I have finally committed to every other day.
Yeah, I know you said that. Yeah.
When I don't, it affects everything. My optimism, my happiness, my energy levels, my relationships, my gains, and it's like, why would you want to do more to achieve less? That's the question I ask myself.
Oh yeah, interesting. For me,
because the goal is, if we could, let's just say that we could just go like this.
Yes.
Bump.
Yes.
And we could push that button, and all of a sudden, our content is 100xing.
Yes.
Would we pick this, or would we pick having to do that 100,000 times?
Well, precisely. I know exactly.
We'd pick the one.
Absolutely.
Well, fuck, it's that same principle. Why would you want to do more? And you're going to achieve less.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny because, I do my disliking activity of running towards, of stimulating the amygdala. You're right. It's called the amygdala, which when you stimulate it.
Did I get that right? I was right at the, I was like, I think that's it, but I'm going to give myself a little grace.
We want to go and attack that amygdala because it makes us better and stronger. Well, I learned it yesterday. I've been slowing down my running, and what happened yesterday was actually going faster. So back to that rest and recovery. I was like, doing the protocol, and the protocol works. But when you're
It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. But I think that's often, I know I've talked about this conversation with AJ a lot, and I know you have over the years, is that's where we need to enjoy the process of it all. Because if you don't enjoy the process, you're not going to enjoy any of it. The process is the big part of the whole experience. Mindset shifts. John just talked about it. Growth comes from setbacks. It's him recognizing that he needed to take a day off to get stronger the next day. And then tactical steps, defining those measurable goals, celebrating the small victories, and tracking progress with regular reviews. You do all those things, guys, you guys are going to start acting like that, having that business athlete mindset. But the one thing I'd offer is schedule that recovery time in your calendar. That'd be the one thing I would throw out there as a takeaway. We're so focused on scheduling meetings and everything else, but we don't focus recovery time. And sometimes I did it yesterday, man. I laid down for yesterday. I did 30 minutes of horizontal work. And I was thinking about you. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing horizontal work right now because it was a rest recovery, but I was still doing some work while I was laying down. Right. So
Dude, check this out. I have 2 nephews, and I hadn't seen them in a long time. The only reason I saw them recently is because their brother passed. Right?
Oh yeah.
Remember that? And so I'd spent time with them, and when they were teens, but not as adults. Any real time. And 2 of them, well, there's 2 of them left. Forgive me. The 2 that are still alive. They both work for Intel.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they're high fucking level, I guess you'd call it, programmers or whatever. And they're in different departments, but they both have had contact with the same guy. And this guy is the one that comes and talks to the young swinging dicks, the ones that are like, okay, these guys have potential. We need to get their minds framed properly. So they both told me the same story, but in their own words. But really what it came down to is this: like, one of them works and he takes a nap and then he comes back to work. And that was by design, because it basically, then the other one, he works and he's shorter. He does like 2 hours and then he disconnects for 30 minutes. So really what this person, whoever this fucking dude came to talk to them, was explaining, look, for you to advance where we want you to, you have to push your brain and you have to let it basically recover. Push your brain, let it recover. And they both found their own ways to do it. The one of them sleeps, he wakes up after a nap and he feels good. The other one wakes up groggy. That's why he chose his own form. But they both found a way to what we're doing. It's the recovery what allows them to advance faster. And so because they were these 2 up and comers, they both had the same type of direction from one of the heavy hitters in this company. But it just shows, even inside of a day, not a week. Push your brain, take it off the fire. Push your brain, take it off the fire.
I think too often we confuse recovery with lazy or recovery with not moving, and that's what folks would want to lean into that. You're recovering, you're being lazy. No, actually, what bust some ass.
But I think it comes from the guy that fucking has a job 9 to 5, and he's really not pushing his brain.
Agreed.
He's just fucking lazy because he does nothing all day and he's fucking tired, so he wants to fucking sleep because he's fucking lazy.
Yes. Okay, I know you got to rock and roll, but I want to keep it for 3 minutes if I can, because I want to talk about this: flossing or brushing. What do you do first?
Terry beats me up on this one, man. She says I do it wrong.
Okay, so tell me, what do you do first?
I could hear her giggling in the other room.
So what do you do first? Do you brush?
Well, but what I tell her is this: like, I spent fucking first half of my life only fucking flossing my teeth. When I went to the dentist, they would floss my teeth for me every 6 months. I never flossed my fucking teeth. But the fact that I
never do, John. Men never do. So just like Terry's,
so the fact that I started flossing my teeth, does it fucking matter what the sequence is? And she's in the background yelling, yes.
Yeah, well, so she's right, because science, we got a clip here, Johnny. Science has been debating this for years, but new studies.
She says you got to brush first.
So I got to be honest. I don't know. So I haven't done my homework on this segment. So I'm coming into this brand new like you are. So I'm going to watch.
She worked in the field for 15 years. So she's got a lot of input.
Well, here we go. So science has been debating this for years, but new studies are finally shedding light on what works best for your teeth, your gums, and your daily routine. Jimmy, I think we have a click here, do we not, Jimmy? Let's run that opener.
There's a 30-second morning decision that could be the difference between optimal health and just getting by. Every morning, millions of men follow routines they've never questioned, missing out on simple optimizations that could transform their daily outcomes. Cutting-edge research is proving that the order of our morning habits matters more than we thought. Studies show that strategic sequencing can enhance the effectiveness of activities we're already doing. The breakthrough isn't about adding more to your routine. Ready to optimize your morning for peak performance? The science will surprise you.
All right, John. All right, Terry. Here's what it is. What do you think, brother?
Well, real quick, I'm going to so I floss mostly after I eat, not because, when I eat, I get shit in my teeth. I don't like the feeling.
Yes.
I didn't have that before, but once I started flossing, I was like, fuck, I like this feeling. So I'll end up flossing often, shortly after I eat, not even close to brushing when I'm brushing my teeth.
Holroyd says, I have always brushed first, but I can see how flossing first makes sense. Well, 2018 Journal of Periodontal Study, flossing first reduced plaque more effectively and left higher fluoride levels between the teeth.
Flossing first.
Yes, but
Terry says brush first.
A 2024 study from New Mexico found brushing first.
Yeah, okay, so the new studies are saying brushing. So yeah, Terry's on it.
Yes. Might reduce biofilm slightly better, but there was another study that found no major difference. Now, what's the professional stance from the American Dental Association? Sorry, Tara. Order doesn't matter. What matters is that you do both consistently.
That's exactly what my thing was. It's kind of like, okay, does it fucking matter when you eat right? No, just fucking do it.
And then I know how much you love practical, simplistic advice. Here's the practical dentist advice, brother. Floss first to avoid skipping it when you're tired, to clear debris early, and to maximize fluoride effectiveness. So, but remember, the real key is consistency. Brush twice daily, floss once daily, and use fluoride toothpaste. At the end of the day, it's not about the order. It's about the habit. Just like in fitness or business, showing up consistently is what drives results. So whether your team floss first or team brush first, lock in that daily routine, start your day right, guys, and just clean those teeth. So Terry was right. Just, ideally.
There you have it.
Yeah.
There you have it.
It's exactly it. And Lauren jumps in with a comment. Flossing is the same as not drinking. You don't know how good it feels until you're consistent with it. And John, you called it when you're like, yeah, I kind of like flossing, so I'm going to do more of it, right? So
yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. What are you doing today when you guys get out of here? What are you guys doing?
So basically, we're going to go have some breakfast. I got to take care of a little bit of business.
Yes.
And then we go to, actually up here with Mark Bell. I'm not sure if you recognize that name. Yeah.
100%.
So we're going to train this morning, get some everything we do with him is cameras on us. So we're going to train. Then we're going to podcast. It's going to be kind of fun. We're going to interview each other because he's going to come on mine. He's like, dude, why don't we just have some fun with this? So I don't know if I'll probably end up doing mine in his studio, but it'll be fun.
Nice. That's awesome, man. That's a lot of fun. That's really cool. Good for that.
Yeah. I've known Mark for a long time, but he's a cool cat.
That's fun, man. Good for you. That's going to be fun. I look forward to watching that content when you guys have it made. Back to that YouTube conversation. So there was a good example. We're going to cut that video on flossing or brushing and put it out there and get paid on it.
There we go, baby.
I know folks are curious about that. So I know, hey, Holroyd, looking forward to that conversation with Mark. That's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, well, listen, you be safe. Have an enjoyable day. Send our love to Terry and the dogs. And you're going to be in the Bay Area again tomorrow. You're back.
Well, I'll see you in the same spot here tomorrow morning.
Beautiful. I'll see you in less than 24, brother.
Have a good look, my brother.
Take care, pal. All right.
See ya. Bye.
Jimmy, let's walk him out of here. Let's walk the big dog out of here, guys. Good morning. Good morning. You're hanging out with Keith Billis here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We get after it every single day here at 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the big show. Of course, 7:30 Eastern time. Matty Roof starts it off with Kindness Rising. The kindness guy is giving you reasons to get out of bed on the right side of bed to put kindness in action. That's Matt Roof, 7:30 Eastern time, right here on the Mornings in the Lab live network. Get after it Monday to Friday. All right. So Jimmy, we have 3 levers. I think it was. There's a 3 levers conversation that I thought that we could have here this morning before we get into the community corner. And just going to look here at my my notes here, guys, where we're going to get that here set up here. So you ever feel like life has just gotten so messy, so noisy, it's so off track? Well, today, I want to throw on the table 3 powerful levers. 3, not 4, not 2, 3. Reflect, declutter, and edit that help men reset with clarity, regain control, and move forward with purpose.
What if the most valuable skill of the next decade isn't something you learned in school? What if it's something you can start learning right now for free? We're all trying to build a secure future for ourselves and our families. The data shows this change is happening faster than any before it. It's about being curious and willing to experiment. The tools are out there and they're more accessible than you think. Your future self will thank you. Start learning, start building, start now.
Guys, when we don't reset, we drift. We burn energy in the wrong places. We say yes to things that don't matter. And we miss the progress that fuels real fulfillment. Learning to pause and reset creates the momentum men need to stay aligned with their goals, their health, and their purpose. So this morning, I want to invite you guys to pull 3 levers. Congratulations, Fit. Good job, Mike McQuillan, back from an awesome run. How far did you go, Mike? I'm curious how far you went. All right, guys, we're talking 3 levers to pull. 3 levers to pull to help you move your life forward here today. Reflect. Guys, you go through your day today. Reflect. Honest self-assessment prevents superficial change. Ask yourself this question. Am I sleeping enough? Am I eating the right foods? Am I living aligned with my values? And am I directing energy where it matters? Well, as you're asking yourself these questions, I'm thinking that it should point you in the direction of some solid reflection. Does my energy belong here? Do I need to spend some time with my family, my kids, my business? Where's my energy going? Spend some time reflecting. Second thing you might want to do, the second lever or lever, declutter. Let go of what drains you, those unnecessary commitments, those guilt-driven behaviors, that endless scrolling, or even shedding 1 or 2 of these might just create some margin in that decluttering. So what's cluttering you up? Look at your calendar, clean up the calendar. And then, hey, what you might want to consider is also editing your life, editing your day, making those intentional tweaks to routines, spaces, and relationships. There's the key word, guys, intentional. Prioritize what fuels you. You know, you hear Keith and John talking about time. What's your interest? If you have an interest, run towards it. So prioritize what fuels you and cut those distractions from your goals. However, sometimes those tough goals are things that we don't want to do. And as we talked about earlier in the show with John about the business athlete mindset, those distractions might actually be hard tasks that we're avoiding or running away from. Well, that is the ones you want to run towards. And then research insight. Studies show that reducing clutter, physical or mental, lowers the stress, that cortisol that creeps up on you. It improves your focus, and it will boost your energy. Just like McQuillan running around the lagoon for an hour. Energy. And guys, resetting is not starting over. It's fine-tuning life to perform like an athlete. That mindset angle, optimizing for clarity and power. So, what's the takeaway? Today, sit down. I invite you to schedule a 10-minute reflection check-in. Write down what's not working. Ask yourself, what's not working right now? Because we know to make change, we have to make change. So fucking obvious. Such a ridiculously obvious cliche, but it is true. To make change, we have to make change. So pick one thing to declutter out of your life today. A habit, an app, a commitment, and replace it with something that recharges you. Be courageous. What do you have around you right now that you know is getting in your way? Remove it and put something in front of you that is interesting to you, and then run towards it. So nation, question for you. What's the one lever you most need to pull right now? Is it reflecting? Is it decluttering? Or is it editing? Ask yourself and drop it in the chat. Which lever are you pulling this week and why? Love to hear from you guys. Let's build that wall of resets together, because accountability partners, that's what we do here on the show every single day here, mornings in the lab, starting 7:30 Eastern time with Matt Roof. Your accountability partner, helping you keep that momentum real. Remember, resetting doesn't mean you failed, guys. No, it means you're taking ownership of your energy, your direction, and your future. So I invite you to pull those levers and watch how fast clarity and momentum return. So start your day right. Today is an awesome day to reset. I've given you 3 levers. Which one are you going to pull? This morning on Mornings in the Lab. All right, Jimmy, let's rock and roll to the community corner, brother.
Community Corner, your wins, your spotlight.
This is where we celebrate you or roast you with love.
All right, guys, we're spending some time in the community corner where we like to connect YouTube, Substack, and LinkedIn in the lab, mornings in the lab. Today, we're going to talk about how to bet big when the odds are uncertain, why Gen X might be the most resilient misfits in history, and why your elbow pain probably not going to go away with stretching. Nope, not going to happen. So, strategic wrist, feral freedom, and tendon truth. You do not want to miss this community corner segment, and it's happening right now. All right, Nate Silver's quick hit video makes it clear. The best risk takers aren't daredevils. They are sharp. Yeah, I sure did, Melissa. Congratulated Mike on that big run around the lagoon. Big time. Silver talks about risk takers move fast with rough estimates. They act when the signals align, and they either push hard or they walk away. There's no sitting in the mushy middle. Silver calls it the raise or fold mindset. Silver says the win comes from being comfortable in uncertainty and preserving options for the next big play. So here's the gut check. Are you making bold bets yourself today? Or are you just hanging around in the safety dome, slowly bleeding opportunity? Go check out Nate Silver on YouTube and ask yourself, raise, fold, or get crushed. Let's keep moving over to Substack. Gen X still feral and still standing. Dre Beltrami's Substack article is basically a mixtape of Gen X mayhem. Oh yeah, I love it. Rotary phones, cigarette stocked rooms, cigarette smoky rooms, Blockbuster late fees. How many late fees you guys have from Blockbuster? Good times. Yeah, metal playgrounds and latchkey freedom. It wasn't safe, but it bred resilience, and that's why Gen Xers developed the sharpest bullshit detectors on the planet. Isn't that right, John Petrocelli? Yeah, they've mainstreamed skate culture, hip-hop and comedy that punched back, and now those same feral kids are raising children and caring for parents with sarcasm and grit intact. Here's the question. Did growing up with no guardrails actually make us stronger than the rest of us? Huh. To all my Gen Xers, what do you think? Are we stronger or are we weaker than everybody around us? Gen X, what a wonderful generation. Still seems a little confused and lost. All right, let's keep it going here over on LinkedIn, Jimmy. Stretching won't fix your tendons. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Ryan Yoshida shared a truth bomb for anyone fighting nagging elbow or shoulder pain. Stretching won't cut it. Because stretching loads the muscle, not the tendon. To actually adapt your tendons, you need isometrics, locking the muscle in place so the tendon takes the force. Long, low force holds, build tendon health. Short, high force holds, build tendon stiffness and strength. The trick is knowing which one your body needs. So if you struggle with elbow or shoulder pain, I invite you to check out the post on LinkedIn. And if you found another solution, we'd love to hear about it. Tendon pain, elbow pain, let us know. Guys, think about this. Take some risks with intent. Stay fair, load your tendons. And if you want your story featured on an upcoming Mornings in the Lab Community Corner, follow us, tag us in your next post so we can get after it. Let's get to the Creator Spotlight, Jimmy. Creativity is about more than smart campaigns. It's about influencing culture. From the front page of Reddit to the Cannes stage, this creative mind has turned ideas into movements, earning everything from Grand Clios to a feature on the Spider-Man Homecoming DVD. His fingerprints are on agencies crowned Agency of the Year and Agency of the Decade, shaping the playbook for modern storytelling. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Joel Kaplan, a creative force who proves that imagination, discipline, and purpose can spark change far beyond the boardroom. This is a cool one. Joel Kaplan. He's not just a creative director with trophies on the shelf. No. He's the guy who reminds us that behind every award-winning campaign, there's a team of people who believed in doing something different. 20 years in, Kaplan is still chasing that spark. The one that makes people stop, the one that makes people laugh, and the one that makes people think or share. You know what I love most about Kaplan? He's just as passionate about the outdoors as he is about advertising. It's not about this guy's ego, it's about his impact. So today, we get to shine the light on a leader who proves that when creativity is fueled by purpose, it doesn't just sell products, it changes people. So Joel Kaplan, here's how this segment works. We are taking some time out of our day today to celebrate you, to celebrate the awesome work that you are doing out there on the internets. And as a result, we'd love to give you the Creator Spotlight, Kaplan, so you can come to our lab and we can give you the light to shine it on somebody in your orbit on our next Community Corner on an upcoming Creator Spotlight right here on Mornings in the Lab. All right, let's go to the introverted networker who's spending some time over on Substack. Ever walk into a room full of strangers and instantly want to run the other way? You're not alone, and someone out there has cracked the code for making networking feel good for introverts. Instead of chasing cold contacts or pretending to be someone you're not, he built a system for creating real connections. With a thriving Substack, a growing community, and thousands already tuning in for his advice, the proof is undeniable. Mornings in the Lab is proud to spotlight Greg, the introverted networker, whose mission is showing introverts how to win at networking on their own terms. Some guys walk into a room and own it, while others, they'd rather be anywhere else. Well, that's where Greg comes in, because he's teaching the second group, the ones that would rather be anywhere else, that you don't need to change who you are to succeed. No, you see, Greg knows what it's like to feel drained by small talk, to want to get out before you're even said hello. But he also knows the power of connection, and he's built a way to make it real without the awkwardness. His work is proof that introverts don't need to fake extroversion. They just need a better playbook. And Greg, the introverted networker, would love to have you on Mornings in the Lab so you can share that philosophy with all the wonderful introverts in our community and in your community, so we can give you the Creator Spotlight, Greg, and shine it on somebody on an upcoming segment of the Community Corner right here on the Creator Spotlight, right here on the Mornings Lab, the Mornings in the Lab live network, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Boom, boom. Can you believe, guys? Almost 2 hours is up already. Holy smokes. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, just looking through my notes here, guys. Just seeing what we maybe didn't get here to today. So I got some mega projects. I'm going to keep it in the can here for later on this week, some conversation starters. As I told you guys, we're doing some resetting this month of September here. So we're playing with some segments of the show, working on things behind the scenes that we are hoping to bring to life here in the future. I say I got a couple current event topics. I think I'll put them aside here for today. The attention regime, and we have a chat GPT conversation I'm going to put aside as well. So I think what we'll do here today, Jimmy and Melissa, is we're going to get ourselves out of here so we can go and work our way towards tomorrow's show that's happening in less than 24 hours. I tell you guys, man, when the morning loop doesn't happen and it turns into the weekend loop, it's like I can tell you guys that Keith, Melissa, and Jimmy all have this undiscovered time that shows up. They're like, oh, what do I do now? Because I'm not supposed to be over there. And it's just this bizarre feeling where this time just magnificently appears. After Friday's show, I can tell you guys, I think the three of us are like, oh, right. Because once we get into the Monday, dudes, Monday to Friday is like one big loop, actually. It's incredible. I was having this conversation with somebody about this show here when I I guess last week. I did not expect the level of I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Behind the scenes prep that goes into what creates 2 hours of conversation. I'm certainly not complaining by any stretch. If anything, I'm loving all of it. One of these surprises and did not expect that feeling that would happen in the middle of the week as you go through the week in a situation where you're counting the hours down to the next show date, right? So this is tough, but it's fun. And I'm glad that I get to do it with all of you every single morning at 8 o'clock right here on Mornings in the Lab. All right. So Jimmy, Melissa, let's get out of here, guys. Let's go to work. I'm going to hit some buttons here. There it is over there. All right. So on behalf of producer Melissa, on behalf of producer Jimmy, Johnny, Marty, Holroyd, B-Drive, everybody in the comments, Lauren, I appreciate you guys all showing up here today. We're back at it again tomorrow. So it's funny because, hey, Richie, if you're listening right now, I was supposed to be on the road this week, as you know, but that's changed. So I'm here in studio. So we are going to be back in studio again tomorrow. And I got Tom Ritchie joining me later on in the week here. Just having a quick look at tomorrow's show topic here, guys. Tomorrow we have, I think we have a guest coming up here later on in the week here. Yes, what if we had to train without gyms? That's tomorrow's big show. What if we had to train without gyms? Thursday, we got Kent Richardson joining us in the lab. So tomorrow we're going to have another light one with myself, Johnny, Marty. What if we had to train without gyms, you guys? What if we had to train without gyms? True story. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Less than 24 hours. I'm going to get out of here. Jimmy, Melissa, we'll talk to you guys after. Preston, Sterling, I'm looking forward to our meeting later today so we can talk about tomorrow's show. And guys, if you haven't followed Preston and Sterling, go check them out. Our two new hosts of the Conversation Desk is part of the Mornings Conversation Network right here on Mornings in the Lab. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys in less than 24 hours.